Thanks for tuning in again, everyone. Today we have a special one because this is an exceptionally expensive model for what you get, I'm guessing. Hopefully I'll enjoy it. We'll have to see. I buy a lot of stupid things, so you can, if you think this is stupid for me to buy, maybe I agree with you. But it's a hobby, so I don't see hobbies as, a way to make money. I see them as a way to spend money. Work is where you make money, right? This is a hobby. We're supposed to have fun. Okay, so ignition model. Now this is a resin model. That's why it's so expensive. The other ones are die-cast metal, and I'm growing to like them. But this is my first of the resins. I bought this locally here, so I do question the limited availability of these things. Anyways, there's a nice Hayashi racing thing here. So these wheels are Hayashi racing wheels. Okay, so it's a licensed product, it says right there. And so unlike the other ones which have red boxes, this is like a brown box, and that must mean it's resin. This cover, is it taped? It is not taped, it's just a friction fit, it seems. So let me carefully get this thing going vertically. Man, that is tight. I don't like these fake leather case bottoms because fake leather, from my experience, always like falls apart. If you ever get like a fake leather wallet or a fake leather bag, or action figures come with fake leather clothes, the vinyl or whatever the plastic looking like leather is, it always cracks. I'm gonna have to come back. I don't want to break this on camera, but suffice to say, this is really difficult to look. I'm like gouging into it with my fingernails. So I don't know what the deal is. There's clearly no tape on it. It's just really tightly fit. Boy, maybe I'm gonna do this live so you guys can know how difficult this is. I'm gonna get a phone pry tool here. You can hear it cracking. I don't know if the plastic is sticking to this fake leather stuff. So it's just another reason why fancy packaging like this is something you have to pay for. If this box costs like 2 or 3, 5 times as much as a normal box, I'd rather just have a normal box and a cheaper model overall. This is crazy. It's coming. Slowly opening. So be mindful, you might have to spend 5 minutes just to take the box off, or maybe the intention is it just never, ever gets opened. Because this is... Alright, it's getting there. 4 minutes into this video. Very often I don't edit my videos because I want you to see the real deal. I'm not here to sugarcoat stuff. Alright, let's compare it to some photos here. I think this is probably the coolest Japanese classic car. It could be the coolest Japanese car ever made. Please leave a comment if you disagree. Is there a better Japanese car? The Datsun 510 seems to be extremely popular, but come on, if someone gave you a choice to have a Datsun 510 or a Hakosuka Skyline, which one would you choose, right? This is a 6-cylinder versus a 4. Okay, well obviously it looks like those photographs, except for this one has a front fender flare grafted on. Actually, both of the images. But most Hakosukas don't have a front fender flare. I just was looking at the wheel choice here, so that's why I pulled up those images. Let's see, so this is a gold nameplate as well. And KPGC10 is the body code for this two-door Skyline GTR. Obviously you can see it's kind of reflective, but it's kind of sandblasted at the same time, it looks like. It's not sandblasted, but it's not perfectly a mirror. Normally a plastic one would say limited edition, but this being like a fancy fake leather case, I guess they don't have, that done. You can see all the gouges I put into that thing. So, yeah, that's another reason why fake leather isn't good. The question is whether or not those will pop back, or if they're just going to be like that for the rest of ownership. There's going to be 2 screws underneath this tape here, but I'm not going to even touch this model. Okay. I'm going to zoom in. Let's see. So the wheels, these are, I don't know which wheels these are. So actually, let me back out again. Hayashi Racing, I've heard of the wheels, but I had no idea they were actually like such a legitimate company with a lot of history. So here's their website, and here are their wheels. They almost all look identical, these wheels here, right? And then there are a few other ones. I didn't know they make the Techno Phantom. I thought that was a different brand. And then the Yayoi, I didn't know they made those, but so they have 4 different wheel designs, it seems like. But mostly it's all about this style, these really blocky looking rectangular spokes. But anyways, the history, if you want to check this out, there's 3 pages of history in the late 60s through the, I guess, late 70s, or no, the early 80s. Hayashi was making racing cars, like formula cars and stuff like that. So, very, very impressive. I did not know any of that history from that brand. I just thought they were only a wheel company. But no, a lot of racing history, so. Alright, back to the model now. So, that segue came about because I don't know which wheels these are, but they're Hayashi wheels, as the sticker on the box said. Okay, so this is a resin body, so I'm not too concerned about this being a red painted body. I don't think you'll have any weird casting bubbles, hopefully, in the future. I say that because like model railroading has been around for 50 to 100 years, and granted, I don't hang out on model railroading forums, but I don't think it's common that those things get paint rash because the bodies are plastic. I do have a few, 187 scale plastic bodies, and they don't have paint problems in most cases. Some decal problems, but no paint problems. Okay, well, anyways, I gotta zoom back in here because there's some nice badges here. First, behind the wheel, we have the Skyline badge, 2 of them. Looks like a decal or something, right? Really shiny decals, because there's that clear wrinkliness between the 2. And then you have a clear piece of amber turn signal there in front of the wheel well, so that's nice. You can see the bumpers are separate pieces, of course, and they seem to have a chrome finish on the top, and I guess it's just breaking on the bottom and reflecting the leather. That's why it looks textured. It's so shining, it's reflecting the texture of the leather. Okay, so separate mirrors, and they would have some reflective stickers in them, of course. Yep. And then the panel cuts seem pretty tight, seem okay, I guess. Maybe not, I don't know. Maybe this rear door one is filled in with the red paint. The door handle itself, I think, is a shiny piece of metal. Same with this key mechanism that actually has a vertical line, which is a really tight detail. It's not 100% vertical, but it's still nice to see the slot for a key. These resins have these sheet windows, which are perfectly clear. As you can see, the texture of my paper back here. Look at this, so clear, because they're extremely thin windows. And then the molding on these things is a separate piece of metal painted black. And then there's a chrome piece of metal on top of that black piece of metal. So there's a clear piece of plastic, a metal black, and then metal chrome, or stainless, just polished. Very impressive. 3-piece window. Alright, so unfortunately, it looks like this missed the mark. You can see the molded groove here. This fuel filler thing, this decal I'm guessing, is actually offset. So that's really unfortunate. It's a word of warning to you guys that buying an expensive 1/64 scale model doesn't guarantee perfection. It happens all the time, sadly. So, Ignition, shame on you guys. For the price of this model, you could have made this 3 times and only given out the good ones. But no, I think that should have been pulled. Alright. The wheel flare here, it does have, you know, what looks like little screw holes or something like that. So lint is annoying, right? Alright. The wheels themselves, if we get in on this guy, it's got 4 lug nut details. I'm at 4 times magnification, I can't go any closer. The center is open, which some people do. And I'm gonna guess that's like a brake system back there. The caliper looks like it's here in the rear, or there as well. Maybe the one's an e-brake. Let's go to the front one. I think that's the caliper right there. I can't see it with my own eyes. This is 4 times magnification again. It's so small to the naked eye, I can't tell, but I have a suspicion that's the caliper right there. Okay. So this rear detail here, what is this? I think that's a decal again of some sort of badge / vent. Yeah, it's nicely done. The rear bumper, separate chrome piece again, and then you can see there's an aluminum painted muffler can here with 2 exhaust tips with very small, you know, holes painted black. Look how shiny this bumper is. That is crazy how reflective that is. Very impressive. Okay, the license plate. Nice to see something on there, you know, and even little bolts to hold on the license plate. So again, the key mechanism there, it's vertical, well, almost vertical. The badging here, very shiny decal. And then the taillights is a chrome surround with what looks like to be like a red resin or a red separate piece of plastic inserted. So 3 pieces just for this light. Yeah. Then here we have Skyline. So again, probably a decal, or maybe it's a piece of metal, photo etched, I'm not sure. The rear wing is separate. Let me back out a little bit. Kind of feel like this side is much higher. See, I think there's a gap here, so it wasn't pushed in all the way. Again, QC. Seems to be another key for the fuel filler door. And then the back deck here has some ribbing. And then again, a 3-piece window. Chrome, black, and the clear. This side. Now see, this badge is centered properly. So that's okay. And there seems to be an S there, and I think it's letting the red of the model beneath it shine through. Yeah, so I think that red in the S is the red of the car. I could be wrong, but that's what the impression I'm getting. Yeah, I can now also see some tiny tread blocks on the side of the tires. Alright, so there they are. This side, yeah. Just looking for any QC problems now. Okay, so going to the front windshield, we have yeah, the 3-piece thing here, a little bit of glue residue there it seems, and then very, very tiny wiper blades that are bent 90 degrees to the windshield, and they look like they're chromed or highly polished stainless steel. So that's pretty neat. So a little black paint in the vents there behind the hood. We'll get to the interior later. So yeah, pretty clear, pretty nice clear coat. Under this magnification looks like there's some orange peel, but it's scale orange peel. Real cars, most real cars have orange peel. Okay, wow, that is cool. The headlights, I mean, there's some weird texturing going on in there. They're very psychedelic. I mean, they look like disco balls actually, but I don't know what's causing those lines, if it's a graphic behind the lens. Let me find where right pick is. That feels perfectly smooth to me. So this is perfectly smooth, so there must be some sort of graphic or molded details behind this lens that's giving it that weird disco ball effect. I don't know if I like it though, to be honest with you. This model's going for realism. Real round light bulbs don't look like this, right? They don't look like disco balls. They would just have a chrome bucket with a dot in the middle, or maybe two for two light bulbs. So it wouldn't look like a disco ball, right? What do you guys think? So, yeah, I'm being hypercritical because this is one of the most expensive models I've ever purchased, so. And if it's going for detail, that's not realistic ignition. I mean, come on, go look at a real car. That's kind of amateur. It's trying to make me angry. Okay, GTR maybe? I don't know. I gotta zoom in on this if I can. That's as far as I can go. But where's the G and the T? I can see the R. Maybe it's the light not getting in? Alright, maybe it's in shadow. So the GT is smaller than the R. I guess I'm gonna assume that's realistic. And then there's a nice tiny badge right there. That's cool. So the grills, separate pieces, they have to be, because it's perfect separation between the black and the chrome. Yeah, so that also sounds like metal. The black grill, that is. Some little black paint for these two little vents. And then that feels perfectly smooth as well. So yeah, these are clear turn signal inserts, but they seem to have like a texture in the back behind them. Right, so that's pretty impressive. There's even two horizontal lines in these black vents, so that's a really small detail as well. There's a vent down here, but I can't see much of it, but it looks dark back there, so that seems realistic. The chin spoiler is very smooth as well. I think this is the strut to hold the bumper on. Oh, that was a little chrome flaking off. Okay, that's 4 times magnification. I mean, just look at this. There really isn't much wrong. So one would think this is a larger scale model, but it's not. As I back out, right? That's my finger right above the hood. So it's pretty impressive ignition. Okay, seems to be a rear view mirror hanging there. And it's black on this side, so that's good. I've seen other ones where it's just shiny on both sides, which is obviously not realistic. Alright, a black interior, which I'm going to guess all these Hakos came with, because I've never seen a photograph of one with a colorful interior. Alright, well, there's definitely some cool color detail going on, which I'm actually not used to from this brand, because the other ones I have are the cast ones, so they usually just have black interiors. Alright, hold on here. I gotta hit focus. 15 lumens. Alright, so we got the shifter with a brown knob and the silver boot. The e-brake has a silver lever with a black handle. Then there's some sort of brown detail, maybe it's a wood interior panel or something there. Cigarette lighter or something, ashtray there. The seats themselves, yeah, they have some ribbing texture. Seems alright. Let me get a different angle here. Hit focus again. So the center console, yeah, it looks like there's some wood there, or some sort of orange center console. And then maybe a stereo above it or something. Does it say Skyline there on the dashboard on the above the glove compartment? I think the glove compartment literally has a silver latch or something there on the top. Hold on here. I'm at 4 times magnification, so I can't go in further, but I don't know what's going to happen if I bring the model closer. No. No, I don't think there's text there. Alright. I can see that reflector on the hood just definitely some gauges going on. Let me try from the other side. Maybe this is too much light. So I'm down to 1 lumen. I think that helps out. I can't magnify any more. But it definitely looks like there's gauges in those dials. You know, it looks like there's a needle there. A white needle on a black back. I'm trying to figure out the steering wheel. I think it's got a silver painted arms, and the center is also silver. Okay. No seat harnesses that I can tell. Alright, just yeah, no seat belts or anything like that. There we go. I guess we don't need a flashlight after all. Alright, so it's got a red horn button or something like that. There's the wood paneling. Yeah, so really nice. Okay, that's pretty nice. I do feel, though, it would have been nice to have some sort of seat belt buckles or something, or, you know, again, for the price of this thing, it should have everything that every other brand has, and it should be done well. I think that's it. There's not much else for me to talk about, I don't think, so I guess it's time to look at a couple other Skyline Hakosukas. Alright, let's pull out a few here. This is a Kyosho one, and it's got some aftermarket wheels on that one. That one's pretty nice, you know, the Kyosho wouldn't have cost that much, so. Here's another Kyosho one, but it's a racing version, so it has headlight covers on it. And that's a classic race car that helped build the legend of the Skyline GTRs. And then the next two are by Aoshima, customized by Liberty Walk, so that's got some weird rectangular tail lamps, non-standard. And then they're both lowered. They both have, I repainted the interior of this one. This one has some alloy wheels. Same with this, BNDS alloy wheels. This one I actually just took the extra alloy centers from a set of BNDS wheels and just glued them into the actual plastic wheels that Aoshima provided. So it's almost like I got 2 sets of wheels from one set of BNDS alloys, if you want to stretch your money further. It doesn't fit every rim from Aoshima, but it did fit many of them. Okay, so let's go with the top view of this. I do have I think a green light one, but it's simply not even worth putting on the same turntable as this guy. And I have a few other Kyoshos, but I've shown them off many a time before. Now, the next closest thing I have is by Fuel Me, as far as, you know, quality level goes. The Fuel Me one is Liberty Walk one, where I guess they took a regular one and made the livery look like a classic race car. So the Fuel Me costs half as much, even less than half as much as this ignition. What I'm wondering is there any feature that makes the ignition better? Fuel Me has pretty much everything. It has license plates as well as the oil cooler, but it doesn't have bumpers. The problem with the Fuel Me is there's no black paint behind that gold wheel center. It's all chromed back there, which makes no sense at all. The ignition, I guess, has 3-piece windows, that's a pretty big noticeable difference in the amount of hard work needed to make this thing. I also feel I can see the details of the wiper blades on the ignition more clearly. They're actually like etched on the top surface. Yeah, the wheels on the ignition are simply better because they also have a brake system on top of the fact that they look like real wheels. Whereas, yeah, so, alright, it's clear to me that ignition is the better Skyline. I don't know if it's worth twice as much money or more than twice as much money, though. That's where I'm having a hard time. I think a lot of it is this really unnecessary base. The whole fake leather thing. You're not fooling me into thinking that's going to be good for long-term collectability, or even forget collectability, just for me to own it and look at it, appreciate it. 5 years from now, I'm going to have to swap that base out. I'm pretty sure of it. And I'm going to put it on an Inno64 base or something. Alright, let's let this guy spin on its own. Get a couple, at least one revolution in. Alright, as you know, I like to give my opinions on the value of things. I don't know. The only reason why I really was justified to myself why to buy this is because I think this is my favorite Japanese car of all time. That's why I have like 10 castings. That's it though. I know Ignition makes other resin models of more modern Skylines, but I just don't see a need to buy them right now. My opinion is these are overpriced. And this one is... the headlights don't make any sense to me on this. That one fuel filler or whatever that badge is on the C-pillar, those are the two big things that really should be addressed, I think. The quality control of that thing, and then just the poor design of those headlights. Those headlights actually look like they come from a Dido, a Dido model kit, which you can look up a review, like a Dido Celica. Look up that and you'll see the psychedelic headlights on that thing, which for on a $5 or $6 model I think is kind of cool, but for this thing, again, it just doesn't make sense. Okay, well, anyways, please leave a comment what you think. I'd be interested if anyone else has bought this or is going to. I don't think they're limited edition. There's nothing stating so. In fact, the dealer I bought this from, I don't think had any for quite a while. And then one day I was walking by, he had all 3 colorways. There's like a silver one, I think there's a yellow one as well, or I forget. But they had the Watanabe wheels on it. I went with this red one because it's got these Hayashi wheels. Oh, and another thing, there's another channel on YouTube, and they're the ones that put this egg and the seed in the back of my mind. I think it's called Little64. Look at my subscriptions. It says Little in the subscription name. He's a Japanese fella. He buys a lot of the expensive models. So if you like that kind of content, check out his channel. He's in my subscriptions again. Alright, sayonara everyone. Thanks for watching.